Merry Christmas, boys and girls. Here we go. What we're doing this week is we're working on all of our missing assignments, getting caught up. But our biggest project this week is we're going to make a very fancy 2020 Christmas ornament. But what's really special about this guy is what's on the back. You are going to get to make a Christmas video, which you're going to then share and make a QR code out of. And so every year when you come up to your Christmas tree, your parents will be able to scan that QR code and rewatch that really awesome video that you made for your family. So this is a gift for your family. All right, so here's your assignment. You're going to be making a digital storybook celebrating Christmas. Now, what if your family doesn't celebrate Christmas? So here's the deal. If that's you, then I want you to take a winter spin on this or do a year-end reflection on 2020. What has it been like this year for you, and what are the major memories you're taking out of this year? Okay, so here we go. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of what the assignment is. So it says here, this is intended to be a gift for your parents. And let's say you don't have mom and dad at home. Maybe it's aunt or uncle, or maybe the person who's a major help in your life is your brother or sister. Whatever adult in your life that you look up to that's been very helpful for you this year, this is who this should be going to as a present. And then, like I said before, if we're not celebrating Christmas, then maybe this is just a reflection piece for you to keep, okay? But if you're giving this as a gift, I want you to think about a story or something that the person you're giving it to is going to appreciate the most. So it says here, everyone will make a video narrating their story. That means I need to hear your voice. Doesn't mean I need to see your face, but your family loves your face, even if you don't. And then you will submit your work to me. Here's what's going to happen. When you turn in your work to me, you're going to download your video when you're done and turn it in to me. I will then upload it to my YouTube. And when it gets uploaded, it's going to go as an unlisted URL. What that means is no one can see it ever unless they have the URL. So it's invisible to everyone, but whoever holds that special URL key. And so here's what you're going to do then. I'm going to give you the URL code, that thing that only you will have. You are then going to use a QR code generator. And I'm going to put the link right here for it. You're going to use a QR code generator, and you're then going to print the QR code. We're going to copy and paste it into a Word doc. You're going to send it to the printer when you're at school, and we'll print a small one. And then when we go to make our ornament, we're going to glue it onto the back so that way your story, your video is forever saved on that ornament. And anytime your parents scan it or anyone scans it, they can then watch that video that you made. So let's get down to what it says here. In-person students will make ornaments with QR codes on them so they can play their video when the QR codes are scanned. Absent or online students can make the ornament also if you come pick it up from the school. It's going to take a little bit more organizing on your part, gluing and all of that. But my online kiddos, you don't have to make the ornament, okay? My in-person kids will be given time and resources to do that. If you can't make it to school, don't stress about it. But I do want you to make the video, and I want you to share it with your family. All right. So let's keep moving on. It says you will make, right here, you will make an Adobe Spark video narrating your story. So like I said, I need to hear your voice. So what does your video need? Your video needs pictures. You have to have pictures. It needs words. Every single slide has to have your voice in it. It's going to need music. You can either use the stock music they have. You can download your own music. I will actually link in a instrumental version of Silent Night if you'd like to use that. That'll be in your assignment as well, that you could download that file and use that and upload it into Adobe Spark. And it needs to have your voice on every slide. All right, so here's some things to consider when you go to narrate. Some different stories to consider. I put a bunch together to kind of make your life easier. It says here, the legend of the first poinsettia. If you don't know what a poinsettia is, it's those little red flowers. In fact, let me look. I've got one printed off. Don't mind the Chromebook moving. Aha, this guy. Can you see that? It's a pretty poinsettia flower. It's a kind of Latino, story. So about how the first poinsettia came to be. And I wrote it in English. And then I also have the Spanish version. So you can just copy and paste and then narrate through the Spanish version if you'd like to share that with your family, so that way they can understand what you're saying if they don't speak English. Also, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see that I included the entire text to "'Twas a Night Before Christmas." And then I also included on the right side a Spanish version of it, which is very different. The words are different, and it talks more about Spanish traditions or Mexican traditions with Christmas time. So, same kind of rhyme and rhythm and general gist of the story, just with a little bit of a different ethnic kind of feel to it that might feel more real to your family. And if it doesn't, then you don't need to feel like you need to use it. And then I included one winter poem. So maybe, let's say, you don't do the religious thing at home. Maybe you want to use some winter poems or winter stories. Also, I included a couple questions at the bottom about your favorite. So some of your favorite traditions you might want to share with your family. So maybe you just want to make like a recap of what you love about Christmas time with your family, or in general, just what you love about spending time with your family. And then also, you could even do an ode to 2020. So maybe just recapping all the things that have happened this year, how life has changed. And I would say the end goal is to try to keep it really positive and upbeat and maybe funny. Funny is always great, but we would want to avoid sad. Maybe we want to make it a positive spin. While we couldn't go out, to the movies, that meant that we got to spend all this time streaming Netflix with our family. Or maybe that meant we got to spend all this time outside together as a family. So think about that. How could you make a positive spin on what's happened this year? So I'm going to scroll down real quick. Don't mind me. So that's that first story of the legend of the first poinsettia. Very cute, sweet story. Then I have the night before Christmas. My suggestion to you guys would be to only do a sentence or two per slide because it's going to get too long. And then if you keep going down, we have, this one's kind of a long one, a short winter poem that you could do. We have the story of baby Jesus you could do. That's a very religious one. Maybe your family's very religious and you want to include that. That'd be great. If not, don't feel the pressure to do that. So here's if you want to write your own story, which would be very sweet if you said, hi, Mom and Dad, this is for you, or Merry Christmas. And then you talk about my favorite traditions at home are, and you could explain all of this kind of information. And if you have anything else special that you might want to add, in fact, it'd be really cool if you went home and took pictures of maybe your Christmas tree and included those real pictures into your video, but totally up to you guys. And then this last part would be maybe you would do an ode to 2020. We stayed home because of COVID-19, and then you list all the good things that came out of it, because it's easy for us to get into the nasty, bad stuff, but we could get into the really great stuff too. So you don't have to do any one particular one of these, but if you're feeling stuck, they're here to help guide you and be preset up so that way you have a script you can go off of. I would choose just one. Don't do all of them. You're going to be so sorry. Okay. So once again, here's just a quick, short kind of just of what I included there. If you've got something else that you've thought of that you think would be great, use that. But remember, it's a gift for your family, and one that they'll hopefully really enjoy, especially when they hear your voice in it. So be creative, enjoy yourself, and you're going to want to make this on Adobe Spark and download it. And then you need to turn it into me as soon as possible, so that way I have time to upload it to YouTube and create that URL for you, so you can then print it as a little QR code that is scannable. It'll be a great, really cool, interesting way for us to share some of the skills that we've been learning this year with our families. Let me know if you have any questions. My other 2 bits would be in Adobe Spark. Just listen to all your narrations. Sometimes I've noticed that when you narrate, it kind of does this weird garbly thing to your voice, and there's no way to fix it. I would just pre-listen to each one, and if it did that, re-record, because it won't do it the second time. And that's just, sometimes it's not a perfect program, but it should work really well for what we want to do. Let me know if you have any questions.